besties, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we are going to be spinning for my September TBR, which means it's fall. Like, I don't care what anybody says, September equals fall in my mind, and I have so many feelings about that. On the one hand, I love summer. I think summer is my favorite season, but at least in Texas, we get to a point where it's just too hot to enjoy it. And so when we get to this point in the year, I get really excited and I crave fall. And so today I want to spin for all of our fun fall cozy reads. I have filled up the TBR with books both in my physical TBR pile, books from my library, books from Kindle that just feel like fall, and equally are books that I've been looking forward to reading for a long time, and I am just so excited. I feel like this is the most that I've craved fall in a while. Like, I was having a hard time with it at first, but now I'm like getting ready and I'm excited, and I just think once the weather starts to cool down, it's gonna be so nice, because we are so far off from that right now. It's literally like 100 degrees outside and I'm over it. As always, I have pulled the books off of my physical TBR that I am in the mood for reading this month, and I only am holding 4 books because I've been keeping my physical TBR so tiny. There are still actually a few books on the shelf that I'm not including in the wheel this week, mostly because at the time that I'm filming this video, I am not done with the month of August, and so there's still a couple books on my shelf that I could read before the month ends, so I don't want to double pick them, if that makes sense. And that's about it. Everything that's left on the shelf is on my August TBR, which means these are the 4 books from my physical TBR, and then let's jump into the wheel so you guys can see all of our other options for the month. You guys can pretty safely assume that everything that's in the wheel that I do not have in my physical TBR stack is a book that's available for me to check out from the library, or I'm able to read it on Kindle Unlimited, which is how I have so many beautiful options. This month and last month, the wheel has been really full because I want to read so many things, but also just because my library holds list has been going crazy, and there are so many incredible books that are available to me to read from my library that I am so excited about. And so I think honestly, that's it. Let's go ahead and spin for book number 1. I want the wheel to pick pretty much every single one of these books, so I'm going to try really hard not to complain, because the only books I put in the wheel are books that I'm in the mood for. This is perfect. Okay. Book number 1, let me find it. Book number 1 is No Matter What by Cara Bastone. You guys, if you watched last month's TBR wheel video, then you would know that Promise Me Sunshine by Cara Bastone got chosen, and I haven't quite gotten to it yet, but I'm hoping to read it by the end of the month. And I have read one other book by this author. I read Ready or Not, and I really had a fun time with that book, but I've heard so many positive reviews for this book in particular. This is her newest release, and in the story we are following a marriage in trouble, which is something I don't know if I've ever read from before. And my favorite trope in romance is second chance romance. I eat them up. It's my absolute favorite. And I feel like Marriage in Trouble has similarities to Second Chance because the couple's already together, which is different, but they're struggling and they have to come back from that. So I don't know if there's like a then now timeline in here, which I really tend to enjoy. I feel like that could make sense for the book, but I don't feel like it's required. But it says at the top of the blurb here that a tragic accident tests the limits of love and resilience as a couple fights to rebuild what was broken and rediscover themselves in this tender, slow burn romance by the best-selling author of Ready or Not and Promise Me Sunshine. I love slow burn. I love Second Chance, and I feel like I could like Marriage in Trouble. I also know that this book does have some miscommunication in it based on reviews that I have watched, and miscommunication is very hit or miss for me. Miscommunication I generally don't like. However, I also realize that humans miscommunicate all the time, and so if it feels like miscommunication that real people would actually do, I like that. But anything else, like if it's ridiculous or just like say one sentence, have one conversation, then I don't. So I'm so excited to see how I feel about it. It also takes place in New York City, and I was in New York City last fall. And so it just feels like a fall place to me. I love it there. No idea what time of year this book actually takes place, but like that cover to me feels like fall and wintry. It's raining on the cover. That could be completely unfounded, but I am so excited about this book and have been waiting for the TBR wheel to pick it ever since I bought it. I'm so excited. That means that book 1 is a romance, and I am really happy about that. And I feel like my hope at this point is just to get a mix of genres. Will that happen? I don't know. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. Oh, this is so exciting. Okay, so Heartstopper Volume 6. Everybody's talking about it. I know. I think that the movie's got to be out at this point, right? For someone who posts YouTube videos and Instagram and TikTok, I am shockingly unaware of so many things that end up happening in the book community, just because at this point, I feel like there's too much to keep track of. And so I think the film has come out. I'm pretty sure. I have not seen it yet, but I want to. I definitely want to watch the movie. But Heartstopper Volume 6 has been out, and I read volumes 1 through 5 years and years and years ago. I actually read them on my Kindle, which I feel like is kind of crazy. These are graphic novels, if you guys are unfamiliar with the Heartstopper series. And part of me feels like I should reread them, but I also don't own the series, and I would have to buy the entire series to be able to reread them, because there's no way I can just like check them out from the library to easily read them. And this I do have available to me to check out from my library. Not yet, but come September, it should be available, which I don't know, maybe I'm losing a little bit of like the Heartstopper graphic novel experience, but it like reads very, very well on a Kindle. If you guys have been like maybe wanting to try out this series, but haven't yet because you don't want to buy them and commit to the entire series, that's what I did. I downloaded the first book years ago on my Kindle, loved it, kept going, and then next thing I knew, I had read 5 books. And so Volume 6 came out. I placed a hold from my library, but of course it was so popular, so I was not able to get access to it immediately. And in this series, we are following our 2 main characters, Nick and Charlie. They go to a high school together in the UK somewhere. It's been a while for me. I honestly don't remember. And they play rugby together. They have a lot of classes together. And Charlie, I would say, is like slightly more of a main character. And he is openly gay in the first book, but him and Nick become really close friends, and then something more starts between the 2 of them. But Nick has not really come to terms with his sexuality at this point. He doesn't know who he is or where Charlie fits into his life. And it's a really beautiful coming of age story, understanding your sexuality, a story of friendship. Everything about it is so beautiful and so well done and so happy, but also there's all these like deep, somewhat darker, sadder moments in these books. Like there's a lot of layers, and they are so, so good. So I'm pretty sure that in September, my hold should become available for Heartstopper Volume 6. And I'm thinking I'm just gonna have to read a little Heartstopper summary for the last 5 books, because I just don't see how I could easily reread them all. But I am so excited. This is a book that's been on my radar for so long, and I cannot wait to read it. So this is so good. Okay, we have a romance and we have a graphic novel. I'm very happy with that. Also, I'm going to be spinning for 6 books. I do like to mention that in these videos. I can't read like a crazy amount. I'm a pretty slow reader, so I pick 6 books, and then if I get to all 6, that's like actually stunning and amazing and pretty much never happens. Perfect. Another genre unlocked. This is going so incredibly well today. The next book that the TBR wheel has chosen is Everything Was Beautiful and Nothing Hurt by Ben Reeves. This book was sent to me by the publisher. Simon & Schuster sent this one over, which was so cool, you guys. I have not received a lot of book mail in my time. I don't really seek it out. So if you watched my Doing Book Stuff vlog, which was such a fun video, you would have seen me open this book up and get the book mail, and it was just such a cool full circle moment for me. From what I understand, in this story, we are following our main character, Travis, and I don't know exactly if he is death or he represents death, but he has the job of talking to people and basically guiding people on the journey to death. So when someone is about to die, they meet Travis, and Travis helps them transition over to the other side, I guess. And I'm pretty sure at the beginning of this book, Travis meets a mother and her child and becomes pretty emotionally connected with them and has a hard time letting them pass on. I think I could totally have that wrong. That's what I remember from the Goodreads summary. This came out pretty recently, so I haven't actually heard any reviews. I've had a couple of you guys comment, actually. Some of you commented on my Doing Book Stuff video with pretty mixed reviews. I think some of you really liked it, others did not. And so I'm really so curious to hear what my thoughts are on this book. It's also pretty short. This one, I think it's under 250 pages, which I like because I've been reading a lot of pretty lengthy books recently. And so to have a couple of shorter ones to break it up sounds nice. I do think the contents, though, are maybe where the intensity will be just because of the subject matter. Like, obviously, people are dying, and that's really sad. I'm so excited about this book. Again, just so cool that the publisher, like, knows who I am, guys, and sent me a book like that. I see people doing this online all the time, getting book mail, all of these kinds of things, but that's not me. Like, it feels kind of cool and kind of crazy that, like, someone sent me a book, you know? Anyway, it's crazy. I definitely have imposter syndrome big time. This sounds amazing. Also, the title, guys, everything was beautiful and nothing hurt. I love it. I have good feelings about this book. Before we continue spinning for our next books, I did want to say a quick thank you to Quince for working with me on this portion of the video. When I woke up this morning, I put on my favorite pair of overalls, not even realizing that they were also from Quince when I was going to give you guys a little bit of a haul. Like, this is from when I worked with them the last time. Didn't even do that on purpose. The first item is this little red cardigan that I have been wearing nonstop, and I am so excited for the weather to cool down because of how warm it is. I literally put this on for 30 minutes and then I have to take it off because I'm sweating. Then I have been on the hunt for basics. I feel like everyone needs a few good basics in their wardrobe, but I got this really cute basic white tank top, and then I got the same one in gray. Such a good place to get basics that you're gonna wear like forever. Then I also had to indulge my cutesy girly side, and I got this sweet little ruffled t-shirt in this like navy blue color, and I think this is absolutely adorable. As fall is coming up, I also picked up this brown little sweater cardigan long sleeve, and I wish you guys could feel the material through the screen. It is so nice and just feels like it's gonna last literally forever. There's nothing I love more than a matching set because you wake up and you don't even have to think about your outfit. And so I picked up these super cute blue linen shorts, and then I got this blue linen vest in the same material to go with those shorts, and I just think it is going to be the cutest little matching set for the summer. And then the final piece I do have to share with you guys is I got these white linen pants. I do not own a single pair of white pants. The pants that I used to have got stained like a year ago and I never replaced them, and these are just so perfect and so beautiful for summer. So if you guys are interested in any of these pieces, I'm gonna have them all linked in the description box down below. Trust me when I say they last forever. I have been working with Quince for a couple years now and I just love their products so much. Like I said, woke up this morning, picked out my favorite overalls, forgot that I was working with Quince today, and now I'm like double promoting them, which is so funny. So thank you again to Quince for working with me on this portion of the vlog, and thank you so much to you guys for supporting me and supporting my channel and clicking the links in the description box down below. It just helps me so much, and I am so grateful for each and every one of you. Let's continue on to picking my September TBR. Okay, besties, we're 3 books in, which means we have 3 books left to go. Honestly, I see the books in here that I should read, that have been staring me down for quite a while, but which books I'll actually read, that is up to the wheel to decide. The Burning Side by Sarah Damoff. This is great, I think. One of my favorite books of the year so far was The Bright Side by Sarah Damoff. I absolutely loved that book. 5 stars, 6 stars. And I got to meet Sarah Damoff at a talk that she did. She was so kind. And I cannot stress enough how much I loved that first book from her. And The Burning Side came out a couple months ago and I have been itching to pick it up. And so I placed a library hold on it and it is available for me to check out, which is so exciting. I love the library, guys. This book isn't really giving fall, if I'm being completely honest. I feel like anything with like burning and fire involved reminds me of summer, but that is okay because I know that as excited I am for the weather to cool down, it probably isn't going to cool down very much in September, probably a little bit. Like I think the delusions are going to get me part of the way there, but it doesn't fully cool down here until October. So I think it'll still be fine to read The Burning Side in September. All that I know about this book is we are following a family whose house burns down in a fire. I don't know what caused it or why that happens. And they move back in with, I believe, the mom's family. And I'm assuming it's like a character study, a family dynamic story. That's what Sarah Damoff did in her first book. And I'm sure this is going to be very similar to that. And while I've heard a lot of positive reviews for The Bright Years, I've heard people like The Burning Side even more, which is crazy. Like, I can't picture liking a book even more than I liked The Bright Years. And in addition to that, Sarah Damoff lives in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And so in her first book, it was really fun to read because that is where I'm located. It was so fun to read it and be like, oh, I recognize that place, or picture the book so clearly because I'm familiar with that. And I know for sure that this one also takes place in Texas, probably in Dallas or Fort Worth. I'm assuming because, well, I don't know. I guess I don't have a good reason to assume that, but I've heard it takes place in Texas. So I'm assuming we'll get another Dallas book, which makes me so excited. I just love reading books in places where they're set and I don't have to like travel for it because I'm already here, you know? I'm really, really excited about this book. It's probably going to break my heart, which is great. I have some happy books in this pile to break up the tears, but tears go far with me. You guys know that. If a book makes me cry, it usually means it's going to be one of my favorite books of the year. So Sarah Damoff could be 2 for 2. I have a really good feeling about this book. I'm so excited and equally terrified. We are now 4 books in, and since we only have 2 books left to go, I thought this would be a good time to kind of just talk you guys through the books that I put in the wheel, talk about maybe what some of my preferences are. I do like to do this at this point in the video each time just because y'all don't know why I put these books in there. I will say I am continuing on my journey through the Massiverse in preparation for the new SJM book coming out in October. I do feel like a broken record because I've been saying this all freaking year, but I'm doing pretty good. I'm currently in the middle. In the middle is generous. I'm at the beginning of the second book in the Crescent City series right now. And so I'm hoping that by the time September comes, I'll be ready to read the next Crescent City book, or equally, I have finished the first 4 books in my ACOTAR reread and need to read A Court of Silver Flames. So regardless of if the wheel picks one of those, I do need to continue my rampage through the Sarah J. Maas universe in order to prepare for her new book that's coming out in October. So those are top priority for me. I put Agnes Aubert's Mystical Cat Shelter in here by Heather Fawcett because I think it's going to be so cozy and so fall. Like, that book just seems like the perfect cozy read to me. And then, I guess the other big one is Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney. This one was on my August TBR, but I'm kind of choosing not to read it in August because you guys would have seen last month, I realized during the filming of this video that it takes place in Dublin, and I'm doing a big trip to Dublin and London. Like, I'm doing a bunch of those countries in September. And so I thought that Conversations with Friends would be a really good book to bring with me on that trip. So those are some books that I guess are top of mind for me, but all of the books that I put in the wheel are top of mind, I guess. So we'll see. Oh my gosh, we'll see what gets picked. It's looking like this is great. Book 5 on the official September TBR is Agnes Aubert's Mystical Cat Shelter. I have had a hold on this book at the library for so long, and it's been like suspended ready for me for so long, and I've been delaying reading it because every time I looked at the cover, I just was like, this is not meant to be read in the summertime. It's just not, cats, bookstores, magic, cranky wizards, like no, we are simply not reading that book in June, July, or August. Like, it is absolutely not happening. This book was written by the same author who wrote Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, that whole trilogy. And I personally am not a huge cozy fantasy lover, but in the last year, I've realized that I love cozy fantasy audiobooks. They are so much fun, and I'm a big crafter. Like, I love to crochet, I love to color, I love to do puzzles, I love to just like anything of that sort. I really love to do, and finding cozy fantasy audiobooks to listen to that have a good narrator, I've absolutely loved. And so the Emily Wilde series, when read physically, I find like a bit boring, if I'm honest, but I loved the audiobooks. And so I would love to listen to this book because I just feel like listening to the audiobook while like doing some kind of cozy craft is just going to be chef's kiss, the perfect transition to fall activity. All that I recall about this book is we are following our female main character, Agnes, who runs a cat shelter, but due to a series of events that I don't fully understand, the cat shelter ends up becoming a front for like this illegal magic shop with like a cranky wizard or magician involved, and Agnes is very like by the book and he is clearly not, and so she's not happy about this whole thing. That's kind of all that I know. Like I said, cozy cats, there's books and magic and wizards. That's all that I really need to know. And I'm curious to hear what I think about this one because I've definitely heard some mixed reviews for it. That means we only have one book left. Realistically, it kind of needs to be the Sarah J. Maas book. Either of those will work for me. I don't have a huge preference on which one I read, but you guys know The Wheel. So far, The Wheel's actually been kind of killing it. Normally when I say what I want, The Wheel kind of just has a mind of its own. So yeah, I didn't think I was going to get that lucky. Oh well. Atomic Habits by James Clear. This is fine. Book number 6 is Atomic Habits by James Clear. This is a book that one of my friends lent out to me. I know that this has been selected in a previous month's TBR. I don't remember which one, but it's been a couple months and I didn't get to it. And I tend to struggle with prioritizing books that friends give me or that people gift me, mostly because I am so, and I don't want this to sound bad or like self-obsessed or whatever, like nothing like that, but I feel very in tune with what I want to read all the time. Like you guys know, I'm so plugged in to the book community and just like I know what books I want to read. I always have a few books that are at the top of my TBR. And so when people give me books, they're like, oh, you need to read this. This is so good. On the one hand, I'm like, you're my friend and you know me really well and I want to listen to you. But at the same time, I know like the next 10 books that I want to read. So when am I supposed to get to that? And I should just say no. Like I should just wait on accepting the book until I know that it's a good time, because I do want to read it, obviously. But anyway, all of that to say, I haven't been great about prioritizing reading my friend's book because I already had like 10 books that I wanted to read at any given moment. That means that this month, hopefully this will be a good sign to prioritize reading Atomic Habits. This is self-help, which isn't like my favorite genre ever, but I will say I have read quite a few self-help books that I've really enjoyed. Particularly, I really love Brené Brown. Her books are phenomenal. I've read a couple of hers. So we'll see. It's obviously such a popular book. Like people are obsessed with this book and everyone says that it changes their life. I think one thing that I would have said in the last TBR Wheel video is I already feel like I have very strong habits, and I think I'm also pretty good at building habits, and I have a hard time with self-help books only in that I think people read them and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm the best version of myself, that book changed my life. But then how many of the tips are we actually like bringing into our day-to-day lives? Like how much are we really using the information from that book? Like there's got to be at least like 100 tips in here. Are we really going to be using all of them, you know? So that's where I struggle with this. Maybe I'm super out of touch and actually could benefit a lot from building better habits. And I guess I'm going to find out in September, but that is the reason that I haven't been great about prioritizing this book, is because it was my friend's, she lent it to me, but I do need to read it and get it back to her because at the same time, I feel like guilty that I'm holding on to my friend's books for so long. Hasn't been that long, but like a few months. You guys know that feeling when there's just a hair like hanging somewhere and you cannot find it, but you like feel it? That's been happening to me for the last like way too long. Oh, there it goes again. I can feel it, but I can't see it. Aha, I think I got it. We've officially picked all 6 books on my September TBR, so let's go through them. From the physical TBR first, we have No Matter What by Cara Bastone, Everything Was Beautiful and Nothing Hurt by Ben Reeves, Atomic Habits by James Clear. Then books that I do not own but have library holds for, we have The Burning Side by Sarah Damoff, Agnes Aubert's Mystical Cat Shelter by Heather Fawcett, and last but not least, we have Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. This is such a good TBR. I feel like we have such great range and such great diversity, which is what I crave. Like I cannot read 5 of the same genre in a row anymore. I used to do it and I just can't anymore because I get sick of it like immediately. I always need to switch up. So I feel pretty good about this. At the end of this video, I did also just want to let you guys know that I do run a mail club for readers where I send my subscribers cozy bookish paper goods in the mail every single month in the hopes of encouraging people to read more and scroll less. I love this way of connecting with my audience offline through physical, tangible letters. I think it is such a beautiful and an important thing. And so I did just want to say that if you guys are interested in signing up, I always have that linked in my description box down below. I would absolutely love to have you. And of course, once again, a huge thank you to Quince for working with me on this video, and a huge thanks to you guys for supporting me and everything that I do and my love of books and reading. If you guys made it all the way to the end of this video, comment down below the little cat emoji for Everything Was Beautiful, and I guess also Agnes Aubert's Mystical Cat Shelter. We have lots of cats, and I just see this cute little cat on the cover. So comment that down below so I know who made it all the way here. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you guys are interested in more bookish content from me. And I think that's it. I hope you guys are having the absolute best day and the absolute best reading month, and I will see you on Saturday for my next bookish upload. Bye!